Okay, welcome everyone. Hi, this is Bruce Kirsch with Real Estate Financial Modeling and REFI Certification. Thank you for joining us today. Hope you're all well. We have a great presentation for you today, and we'll go ahead and get started here in a second. First, I'll just start off with some introductions about me and Peter Linneman, the co-founders of the REFI certification program, the authors of the course. We'll talk about what REFI is, who enrolls in REFI, and what the cohort experience is. We'll go over the program curriculum and then importantly talk about how you can enroll if you're already a REFI self-paced customer or an REFM customer, how you can upgrade and payment options, etc. Before I go into that, I want to talk about just what some recent August REFI graduates have said. Obviously, I'm going to tell you this is a phenomenal course, but you should just take it from me. Take it from people who've been through the course and been through it recently. The first said the course is well designed, offering immediate practical applications. The second, a joy to learn from Bruce and Dr. Linneman. The third, gave me confidence that I was refining my understanding and enhancing my skills. And a fourth, an invaluable resource for me during my analyst interviews. Okay, so this is a phenomenal course, and I am going to tell you why, and I'm going to tell you why and how it's different from other courses that you might be considering currently. First, let me tell you a little bit about me. As I said, I am the co-founder of REFI Certification, and I've been administering the program for the last 5 years. I've been in commercial real estate and education and training for more than 2 decades, and I've been providing skill certifications to commercial real estate business since 2011. These are the Excel for Real Estate skills certifications, which have become a de facto standard for baseline Excel skills and knowledge related to Excel as it relates to commercial real estate projection modeling. And these 3 levels of certifications are actually included in the overall REFI curriculum. And so, as I'll explain in a moment, when you get REFI certification, you're actually getting 4 certifications, not just 1. And so I worked after business school. I was a student of Dr. Peter Linneman's at Wharton in my MBA program. And after I graduated, I worked for 2 development firms in Washington, D.C. Currently, I am a real estate investor across property types and geographies and strategies. And I am a trainer to some of the largest platforms in the commercial real estate business, including multiple Blackstone portfolio companies, Brookfield, Greystar, and others that are household names. And I've also served as a financial modeling consultant to Rockefeller Group, Grosvenor, Hines, other large platforms, as well as entrepreneurial players. And since I started the company in 2009, we've also been a provider of professional grade Excel-based tools to developers, to investors, to lenders. And I'll talk in a moment about how those tools are actually also part of the package that you get with REFI Cohort. And last, I've been a private coach for more than a decade to those who are rising up in the business, those who are students looking to transition into the business. And that's something that is also part of the REFI certification. I've been providing not only the skill certifications, but also general knowledge products such as Introduction to the Real Estate Business and Spreadsheet Best Practices, free resources for 15 years. And I have had the pleasure of working with tremendous client base. And one of the projects that I did work on when I was in Washington, when I first started the company, was built an Excel template for the Wharf, which is a major mixed use project. And a model that I built for that team helped them to secure what at the time was the largest construction loan in Washington, D.C. history, almost 800. I also, while in Washington, D.C., was on the adjunct faculty at Georgetown University, where I used Peter Linneman's textbook, which I had learned from in the 2nd edition of the book. I taught the 4th edition and the 5th edition while I was at Georgetown. This book has been nicknamed by readers the Blue Bible of real estate, and it's been adopted by more than 125 colleges and universities over time. It's been in publication for more than 2 decades. And it's also been programmatically adopted by very large players such as Blackstone and Eastdil and Tishman Speyer. And those who are starting out on the desk as an analyst or an associate at some of these firms will walk into their workspace for the very first time, and they'll see a copy of the book on their desk. And so this is the actual book, and this is what you get in hard copy when you do the REFAI certification program. Speaking of hard copies, when we do the cohort program, we will ship you, upon successful completion, a hard copy of your certificate for REFAI certification, which is ready to be framed. So you'll get the digital certificate naturally, instantaneously, and then also the hard copy ready to frame certificate as well. Now, any success that I've had in the real estate business, in the education business, in the training business has been due in large part to my mentor, Peter Linneman. So let me tell you a little bit more about Peter. Not only was Peter the founding chair of the Wharton School's real estate department, he also served as the director of the Zell-Lurie Center for 13 years. He's had a storied career in real estate education, in the commercial real estate business itself. He's been a thought leader, a great mind in the commercial real estate business as an economist, as a University of Chicago trained economist. He studied under Nobel Prize winners at the University of Chicago in the 1970s and has brought his terrific talent and prodigious intellect to bear on the commercial real estate business, and we've all benefited tremendously. One of the ways that he has continued to influence the business is through his Linneman Letter. It's a quarterly hard copy publication, which is read by many of the top minds in the commercial real estate business, not only in the US, but also around the world. And he's served as a consultant for investment platforms, funds, and companies over the years, being on more than 20 boards of public companies, private companies. He has a list of accolades, academic and outside of academia, that could fill up probably an entire slide presentation. So I'm keeping it brief here to say this is a tremendous mind. It's a brilliant individual who has worked incredibly hard to help to create a structured way to successfully understand the commercial real estate business. And that's really very much evident in the book and in the Linneman Letter. And this is the opportunity that you all have, and the opportunity that I had when I was in business school, and the opportunity that I was excited to propose to Peter to bring to the world, which we did 5 years ago when we brought REFAI certification to the world. This is effectively Peter's course that he taught at Wharton. The book is a result of the lectures that he gave and refined over 3 decades while on the faculty at Wharton. And it's a tremendous learning opportunity, a tremendous educational opportunity. So let's talk a little bit more about it. So what is REFAI? Well, it's a phenomenal training program and educational opportunity. In my mind, from looking at the market, it's the most comprehensive and the most practical certification program. It's a very modern course. It's rich, multimedia based, but it is rigorous and challenging as well. And that's really, quite frankly, where the value comes from. You're going to work quite hard during this course. You're going to put in time and energy, and you're going to think hard, and it's going to challenge you intellectually, but you're going to come out on the other end with having made tremendous strides and gained a fantastic amount of knowledge. And REFAI alumni are currently populating firms such as these that we see here, right, in this box here: TPG, Nuveen, Blackstone, Bellwether, Federal Capital Partners, and so on. And so this is a springboard. It's an amazing career springboard opportunity. And let's talk about what the goals really of the opportunity are, regardless of your background. Okay, I actually came out of college as a liberal arts major, and I don't think I even booted up Microsoft Excel once when I was in college. because I had no need given the courses that I was taking. And that's the exciting thing about this course, is that you can come from any background, really, any walk of life. And if you are willing to apply yourself and put in the time and energy, you can come out on the other side, as I said, with a tremendous amount of knowledge and insight and hard technical skills, marketable skills and marketable knowledge and insight. And so the goals are really to provide you with a solid theoretical and technical grounding in real estate finance and investments and in Excel as it relates to the analysis of real estate finance and investment opportunities. We want to more holistically make you a more critical thinker with respect to the business of real estate, across property types, across transaction types, and in so doing, set you up for a career full of success. These roles that we're showing on the right-hand side here, these are some of the roles that people who take REFAI are aspiring to. These are also some of the roles that people taking REFAI are currently in, and they're strengthening their understanding and rounding out their knowledge and building up their skills so that they can perform better in these roles and the roles that will come after them. Okay, who enrolls in REFAI? Generally speaking, it's students and professionals, and the students include undergraduate and graduate students currently in school, as well as recent graduates. And on the professional side, generally speaking, it's folks who are sort of early to mid-career professionals, but it's also those who are looking to do entrepreneurial ventures. Okay, start out and create their own platform and do a relatively small transaction and then a relatively larger transaction and build and scale their business. In addition, we have career switchers. So those who are on the outside of commercial real estate and they want to get on the inside of commercial real estate. They want to transition. They might be working in a field that's tangentially connected to CRE. They might be in the construction business. They might be even doing construction for real estate development, or they might be doing construction for other types of projects. They could be on the residential side of the business and wanting to transition to commercial. They could be former professional athletes and former military members. And so it's a tremendous collection of varied backgrounds, but again, all going through this very refined program that has been around and has allowed people to thrive in their careers and in entrepreneurial ventures as well. Incidentally, REFAI has also been programmatically deployed by some very large platforms such as Blackstone and related, Digital Bridge, Walker & Dunlop, Rockpoint Capital, and others. And in so doing, it's really very much permeated the commercial real estate business. You have a lot of individuals who've signed up independently, and then also a lot of individuals as part of their firm's training programs who've gone through the REFAI curriculum. Okay, how is REFAI different? We know that you have other options in the market, and the ways that REFAI is different are very important. And so I want to spend a moment on this to make you understand, this is the opportunity that I have. And so really, I think the biggest differentiator is, well, there are a handful, but the first that I'll talk about is the rigorous and challenging nature of the course. Okay, this is not a sign up, click a few things here or there, and boom, there's your PDF certificate. And now you hold this designation that really may not mean much in terms of the impact that it's had on your knowledge and your skill set. Okay, this is the complete opposite of that. You will be applying yourself. You will be dedicating more than 100 hours to this program, and you're going to take out a tremendous amount from it. Okay, you're going to put in a lot of work, and you're going to take out tremendous value and skill. And so that's really the first thing, is that it's designed to challenge you the same way that you'll be challenged when you're working in commercial real estate. So it's a terrific training ground. It's a terrific simulation of the types of challenges that you're going to face on the job. Secondly, you actually get, as I mentioned before, the opportunity to earn a total of 4 certifications. So the 3 Excel for Real Estate skills certifications and the overarching REFAI certification. Now, the exciting thing about this breakdown is that the first of the Excel skill certifications you can actually get in as little as a day. So a lot of people are pursuing these types of programs for improving their resume and getting their LinkedIn profile to look more attractive and compelling to potential employers. Well, if you take a traditional course, you're going to have to wait at least 8 weeks to have any sort of change to your resume. With REFAI, you can have a legitimate improvement, upgrade to your resume within as little as a day, right? As I said, from the level 1 Excel Skills Bootcamp. And then you can do the level 2 Excel Skills Bootcamp within another day or two. So arguably within a week, you could have 2 tremendous skill certifications that are known in the business on your resume and on your LinkedIn, allowing you to chart this path forward towards the eventual overarching REFAI certification. Okay, we have group office hours, which for the course are going to be Wednesday and Sunday evenings. I know not everyone can do midweek. I know not everyone can do weekend. This is a special, flexible offering that allows everyone to participate regardless of their other schedule obligations. And in addition to the group office hours, we are giving private coaching with me. And so everyone who is a learner in REFAI Cohort will get 60 minutes of private coaching with me. And as I said, I've been doing this for more than a decade, and the coaching can be very impactful, and it can take a number of different forms that are highly beneficial to your career trajectory. It can be something like a resume review, an edit. We could do a strategic session on planning out your career path. We could do more traditional modeling tutoring in Excel. We could walk through a simulation of a technical job interview test where you watch me build out the solution to a prompt. It can be any of those things. It can be a combination of those things. Okay. The next item that makes REFAI different is that we're fully leveraging this textbook. Okay. A book doesn't get nicknamed something related to the Bible for silly reasons. Okay. There is tremendous wisdom and tremendous value in this book. And I give all the credit for that to Peter. I'm a co-author of the book, but Peter's the original author of the book. And the more time you spend listening to Peter and reading his writings, the more I think you'll agree that he's a brilliant individual, beyond your typical brilliant individual's level of intellect and ability to communicate and teach concepts. And so we're using this book that, as I said, has come out of his lesson plans, his lectures, his course experience. And these lessons and the structure of the course and the curriculum itself were refined over more than 3 decades. And so this is time-tested, and it's proven to be a tremendous way to wrap your head around what is the commercial real estate business. How do I think about potential opportunities? How do I think about risks? How do I tell a story about a transaction to somebody else to raise debt capital, to raise equity capital, and so on? Okay, and then the last thing that I'll highlight is we are also bundling in with the course a suite of investment analysis tools. As I said, my firm, REFM, has been providing professional tools to the business for more than a decade. And these are, again, proven, time-tested tools that are relied upon and used in practice for raising debt and equity capital in the market. And so those are also part of the course. So you're going to get not only an education, not only skills, but also a set of tools that you can use going forward beyond the course. Okay, we have special content called Linsights, which are 3 to 4 minute audio messages from Peter. These are ongoing and are terrific little droplets of things to think about what's happening right now in the real estate business. Okay, these are current observations, terrific things that you could bring up in the context of an interview, perhaps, or just in speaking with your peers or your manager at the office. Okay, we also give lifetime platform access, and now with the cohort format, we have this terrific three-stage course design. And let's talk a little bit more about that. So REFAI Cohort is the classic REFAI curriculum, and it's been enhanced for this format with curation of key investment topics into a synchronized 8-week block where we move together through these core topics of the overall curriculum, a subset of the overall curriculum, together in a paced manner. And that's going to give everyone motivation to complete and to stay on track. It gives us peer support. It gives us the ability to network and to continue to learn through the 8 weeks and beyond the 8 weeks. And so we essentially have a pre-cohort period, which we're in currently. It's about 10 to 12 hours, I would say, of preparation. And this is where we get the finance and the Excel prerequisites. I'm actually holding office hours during these times as well, just to help support. But we're coming up to Monday. The course starts Monday, September 9th. So this is actually the last week where we had those office hours. But once we start the cohort period, which is roughly 8 hours a week for the 8-week synchronized period, the office hours will expand to Wednesday evenings and Sunday evenings. And then the private coaching is just by appointment, and you're able to schedule that from your end onto my calendar. And then beyond the 8 weeks, you will have some topics which still need to be completed. And there's no expiration of your access to this course. The same way we don't come to your door and take the book back from you, we are not pulling the plug from you on your access. And some other courses will in fact do that. And most courses in fact tend to do that. We don't do that. I've never done that in 15 years. I've even had some people circle back with me after 9-10 years and say, hi, I bought this, in 2011. How do I get access to it? And I said, well, you just need to sign into your account. It's there. It's been there the whole time. And so you just need to get a new password so that you can sign back in. So the office hours continue during the post cohort period. You're also benefiting from making connections with your fellow learners through the online system. It's a very sophisticated, modern learning management system with social features, and you have the ability to connect through our group forums as well as make direct messages to others to be a resource to them, and so that they can be a resource to you in a networking context. Okay, so it's a very much a collegial pursuit. We are doing a group kickoff live online this coming Monday, September 9th. And that is where we will make sure that everyone's comfortable with the user interface and where do you find the quizzes and how do you go about getting through the material, in what order, and so on. And, when should I be studying what, and those types of details, important details. But just to be clear, it's primarily learning in an asynchronous manner. So we know that most of you, if not all, have very demanding schedules and you have a lot of other obligations. And so the way we've architected the course, the way we've designed it, is so that you can engage with the readings and the audio and the video and the other multimedia when it's convenient for you, when you think you will learn best and retain the material best. That said, we are providing this structured cadence, this synchronized marching through this investment and interview focused 8 weeks of content starting on Monday. One of the things that people tend to like about the REFAI certification is that you're awarded badges. There's 12 badges that you're awarded along the way, in addition to individual badges for the midterm and the final exam as well. And so right out of the gate, you're going to feel like you're achieving, and you're going to continue to achieve, not without putting in the work, but you're always encouraged to keep plowing forward. And that's another thing that's beneficial with the cohort format, is the peer support and motivation and momentum that you get when you're going through this pursuit with others. We are going to have some planned meetups in the post-cohort period where you can forge some of these connections that could be beneficial to your ability to source transactions and uncover opportunities over the course of a career. Okay, the curriculum, I'm not going to go into great detail on the curriculum. I will follow up with a link to where you can see it in great detail. But as I said, we start with the prerequisites here, which is what we're doing currently. And then we march into the synchronized 8-week program. And we're going to go through all of these modules that we have, and the badges that you will earn over time are shown here through week 8. And incidentally, by the end of week 8, you'll also have your third Excel for Real Estate Skills certification from REFM. And then beyond that, you will come to the post-cohort period where we make that final push. And I'm still available to you in the office hours to get you through these last handful of modules and through the final successfully, okay? And so these are the names of the various modules, and I'm not gonna go into more detail on them now. I wanna focus on, well, what happens on the back end? Well, first of all, we celebrate all of our alumni. So when you successfully complete the REFAI certification program, you get on LinkedIn a post, an individual post just for you that celebrates your achievement. And that's something that you can be very proud of. And you'll also have the benefit of having made connections along the way, and the further benefit of knowing that you can come back at any time and reference the platform. Come and look back at a lesson. I had somebody who came back to me the other day after a decade and said, you know, I still watch your videos about once a year and I still get tremendous value from them. And so even though you may not think right now that you're ever going to want to rewatch something, there is precedent for revisiting material and still deriving value from that material. Okay, so there's a lot of reasons to do REFAI Cohort: the group and live interaction, the motivation you get to complete the course, the relationship and networking opportunities with this expanding alumni base, the in-person meeting opportunities that will be rolling out, the private coaching with me. Incidentally, if you want to do coaching beyond the 60 minutes, you'll get priority scheduling with me. The coaching that I do and have done is often in some time-sensitive context where someone will come to me, they'll email me late at night or call me and they'll say, you know, I've got this job interview in 3 days and I need to do a technical modeling test and I need to get prepared. So in those types of situations, it's beneficial to be able to get on my schedule in a priority manner, okay? Why now? Why now? Why should we do it now? Well, for those of you who perhaps are not very familiar with the context of the real estate business, the real estate business is a cyclical business, and there are the property and market cycles and the capital market cycles. And if you've been looking at any of the press over the last 2 months, let's say, there have been a lot of very important messages and proclamations about how we're pretty much at the bottom. Things have been bad for a while and perhaps can't get any worse. And so if things can't get any worse, that means they're going to get better. And so when I see a headline like one of these here, which says a Manhattan office building sells at an almost 100% discount, my eyes light up because I say, well, gee, you can't sell for more than 100% discount. And so if you're basically selling, in this particular case, for almost 100%, that means values are about to rebound. Okay, and this is an exciting opportunity because I do feel that maybe a few months from now, when we look back on summer 2024, we'll be able to point and say, yeah, that was the bottom of the market. Okay, give or take a few months. But I had a mentor who said he had a mentor which said, or who said, a bell doesn't ring at the bottom and a bell doesn't ring at the top. Okay, so nobody knows at the time, but from being in the business for more than 2 decades, from my discussions with Peter, who's been in the business for more than 4 decades, from my study, from my observation, from Peter's research from the Linneman letter, which is looking forward at what's going to happen in markets over the next 4 or 5 years, it seems like we're about to have a tremendous growth opportunity with commercial real estate. And so you want to get on the train now, naturally, because you have learning to do and you want to be able to rise up in the ranks during the expansion period. You don't want to go join the expansion and stay at sort of a more junior level, because you make the real money at the more senior levels. So even if you're at a junior level now, could you imagine spending the next 7 or 8 years rising and rising and being able to benefit financially from that rising tide and your increased experience and expertise in the business? Okay. REFAI cohort for this fall is almost sold out. Enrollment was capped. It was capped last week, and we have a handful of seats left at this point. It's shaping up to be a fantastic group, and we encourage you to sign up today. The pricing is what you see here. The standard pricing is $3,299. There is discounted pricing available if you work for a nonprofit and if you're a student or in the U.S. military or were in the U.S. military. Payment plans are available through a firm, and you can investigate those during the checkout process. We are also offering, and have also offered for a while now, bring a friend promotion, where if you know someone who would also benefit and wants to put in the work to learn and grow in this manner, you can refer them, and we'll make sure that both of you get a 25% discount, which is very sizable, and that's a terrific opportunity. Again, if you're currently a REFI self-paced customer, or you have purchased REFM self-study in the past, you can upgrade to REFI cohort by applying whatever you've paid dollar for dollar towards REFI. Okay, and so now is the time to enroll, because the train is getting ready to leave the station. We're starting Monday, September 9th, and I'm happy to answer questions. If you have questions beyond what we discussed here today, please book a 15-minute consultation with me. I'm not going to tell you it's right for you if it's not right for you. Okay, I'm very sensitive to how expensive this is, but I'm also very excited by how important it is to invest in yourself. That's always been my mantra, is that the best investments I could ever make were in my own education and in my own training. And when I look back on my career and my education, I kick myself a little bit for not having moved more quickly, for not having done things sooner, for not having applied myself in a more aggressive manner sooner. And so I'll tell you if this is a good fit for you, and then it's up to you, right, to make that decision to enroll. But as I said, there are just a handful of seats left for this cohort at this point in time. So I encourage you to do so today, if you are able to do so today. And so let me see what we have here in terms of questions, and I can get my mouse in the right place here. Let's turn off that slideshow. Okay, I'm not having luck with that. I did ask for questions on the front end, and the questions that came through, there were a variety of questions. One of them is a very typical question, which is, what is the prerequisite? What's required for doing this course? There is no prerequisite, okay? We have effectively bundled in the prerequisites into the course, and those are the pre-cohort period. So when you enroll, you instantly get access to what's essentially a free prep course, very valuable prep course, to get you leveled up, to make sure that you're ready to hit the ground running in REFI in the cohort period, which starts on Monday the 9th. It's very important material, but it's doable. If you sign up today, the book will get shipped out to you tomorrow, and you can even tonight start on the prep materials online, okay? Another question is this program applicable to multifamily and commercial, or just to one of those sectors? It's applicable across the property types, across the food groups of the real estate business. Another question that came through is, what are the connection opportunities and networking opportunities that are available? We're providing you a platform. That platform is populated with like-minded individuals, upwardly mobile fellow individuals in the commercial real estate business who are looking to rise over the next 20 and 30 years. You need to act with initiative. The same way you would network outside of the REFAI platform, you need to network inside the REFAI platform, but we're essentially giving you a known concentrated group of folks with which to network. You need to allow people to understand who you are, where you are, what your goals are, how you could potentially be an asset to them in order to ascertain how they could potentially help you source transactions and grow and get a job perhaps in a different market, in a different company, and so on. Okay? And so with that, I'm going to wrap up. I appreciate everybody coming and joining us for this information session. We'll follow up with an email, and I wish you all luck, and we hope to see you in the cohort. And off we go on Monday night. So hope to see you there. Thanks very much.